What's up everybody, Griffey here. As our reality continues to blow, mercifully Twisters never enters the suck zone. So turn your brain off and enjoy the movie that America needs.
I think we're going in!
28 years ago, Twister burst into theaters across the world. A movie that is much more strange than you remember, right? It's essentially a movie aimed at our fathers about people who can use the old ways, right? To kind of look at grass and dirt and know where storms are because technology stinks.
Look at the updraft, the angle. It's gonna shift its track.
The Jason Voorhees-like weather system that literally moves its path to chase Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton is one of the funniest things in a kind of 90s action apocalyptic weather event movie that I remember. There's that scene at the drive-in where the Twister is illustrated by the lightning. I was like, that's a Jason Voorhees shot. That's the T-Rex for the first time in Jurassic Park. This isn't a storm, this is evil incarnate. It was a movie that our parents could watch, but they still let us watch. It was kind of like this amazing action movie for the whole family, right? So Twister, while not a critical darling upon its release, did make $500 million, and that's in 90s money. That's like at least, I don't know, $20 trillion today. The 90s was a weird time. So that brings us to today. Those of us that grew up loving Twister are old, and they have given us another Twister called Twisters, plural. Now there's more than one. Even though there's more than one in the first one, now there's more than one. The movie essentially plays as an exact scene-by-scene replication of Twister. If there's a scene you like in Twister, there's a scene in Twisters that will be the exact same thing. Very much like when we saw Force Awakens for the first time. We were not blown away at the new world with Star Wars with which we were experiencing. We knew that it was just a new hope. Again, a newer hope, right? This Twister is just giving us exactly what we want, but doesn't let the events or characters of the first film slow it down at all. Rather, they're just going to put the pedal down and drive headfirst into a tornado. This is why I think this movie will go down as one of the best legacy sequel remakes that we've had in a long time.
We gotta go!
Glenn Powell and Daisy Edgar-Jones are a wonderful pair at the center of this movie. The kind of cavalier, rough-riding tornado wrangler, which we still by the end of the movie have no idea what that means, versus the kind of science first, I'm gonna, build algorithms and stuff to defeat tornadoes. It's kind of a jocks versus nerds weather movie, which is bizarre. One of the things that Twisters does exceptionally well is the origin of Kate as a storm chaser, right? Watching her friends, including Sabrina, right? You think Sabrina would have picked up some kind of spells and arts to help defend herself. But watching her and her friends suffer real-world consequences at the expense of this journey to help protect and save everyone from storms, there's real teeth in that moment. Kate becomes maybe the most sympathetic character we've ever had in either of these movies, right? I would argue that the opening scene of this movie is a wee bit more effective than Helen Hunt's dad with the strongest forearm arm wrestling grip, holding a door that had no value to protecting them, getting sucked out the window. The other thing this Twister movie does is said, hey, if you loved watching Helen Hunt's dad needlessly get sucked into a tornado to his death, we're gonna show you that at least 50 times in this movie. There are so many random Oklahomans that we see, no, up into this storm and just never hear from again. That if you have a little bloodlust on your mind, you get that too. This is a gang that you really want to continue to fight these tornadoes with. If we're going to live in a world where Hollywood is only going to give us remakes, reboots, and sequels, this is one I would be excited to do again. If we're gonna do it, they might as well be sequels to movies that are this fun.
We got twins! Twins!
To me, the only thing that could interfere with your enjoyment of Twisters in the theater is thinking. The number one thing you should do, the moment you go, when you're getting your soda and your popcorn, turn that brain off. Make sure you have enough left on so that you can walk into the theater and chew, and that's it. This movie relentlessly assaults science and ideas that even me as a fairly dumb human being can understand that ain't science, right? They even tell us specifically the old ways are better, right? We watch her make decisions based on looking at wheat. This movie is scientific as the movie Pocahontas, essentially, right? That's what we're doing. The core plot point in this movie is one of our characters driving his truck into tornadoes with his little augers that hold his truck down so he can light fireworks off in them, fireworks and diaper dust. Does that really seem like something that is real?
Are those fireworks?
Yes, ma'am.
It's the same thing I ask my mom when she asks if her articles on Facebook are conspiracies. I just say, Mom, does that seem like something that is stupid? And when she says yes, I go, that's probably your answer. Also, I don't mean to impugn Glenn Powell, but when you're casting him as my lead scientist and telling me he's just a tornado wrangler with firework launchers on his truck, there's a level of disbelief I can no longer have with the film. Anything that he believes will work, I'm out immediately. He seems like a nice enough mannequin who was given human form. I can't buy that he's a scientist for even a second of your movie. It's impossible.
It's all right to be scared. Fear's the reason you do it.
When you say a movie's dumb, people take that as a slight against the movie. I completely disagree. Most of my favorite movies of all time could be classified as dumb. This is what we realize, especially now in this moment. Do we need to always be thinking about how terrible everything is? Yes, do I need Twister to bring up the fact that it's gonna get worse in Oklahoma because of climate change? Absolutely not. I understand climate change is real, and I can't change it. And my kids are probably gonna be fighting over breast milk in a future like Mad Max. I don't wanna think about that on a Wednesday night at the movie theater. Sometimes I just wanna go and have fun. So yes, is this movie dumb? Yes. Is that a bad thing? Absolutely not. We need more movies that are willing to just be fun and dumb, especially now as everything is falling down around us.
It's Tyler Owens. Calls himself a tornado wrangler.
There's only one man who can be the face of dumbness, right? A Ken doll given human life, but in real life, Glenn Powell. I would not vote for Glenn Powell for president, but one of his characters I probably would. Very much like Maverick, where Glenn Powell starred and helped bring America back to the theaters, while we watch kind of a fictional version of America commit war crimes against a faceless nation, but we all cheered in the theater because, you know, jets. That's very much what Glenn Powell's doing here with Twister. What we see is that Glenn Powell's got the juice. And so what we need is for him to bring back these unifying theatrical experiences. What I would vote for is for Glenn Powell to remake all 90s natural disaster movies, right? A man that I never believe is a scientist, but would watch him fight Dante's Peak. Do you think that the monkey from Outbreak would dare spread another world-threatening plague when they see the veins on his bicep? Absolutely not. It's impossible. Do we think that women and asteroids would wither underneath his sex appeal in a new Armageddon? I do. And I also think we'd make a ton of money. Let him be that man for all of us. Let him become the Avatar, a bald eagle with perfect white cat teeth, running around and punching nature in the face. This is the kind of thing that we can all agree on. This is how we reunite our society. If there was like a squishy toy that I could just hold of him while I slept, I would. Glenn Powell makes me not know who I am. I can't believe how much I enjoyed going to the theater to see Twisters. I think you'll enjoy it too. See, Hollywood, it's not that hard. Just throw diaper dust and explosions on my nostalgia.